Commander Zixtal of the hegemony patrol vessel Crimson Talon had intercepted thousands of ships in his 40-cycle career. Pirates, smugglers, refugees all had one thing in common when faced with the might of the Galactic Hegemony's Enforcement Division. They surrendered immediately. The sleek, unmarked vessel drifting near the edge of the Kepler 442 system should have been no different. Its design was unfamiliar angular where most ships were curved, with strange geometric patterns etched into its hull that seemed to shimmer with their own light. But size-wise, it was insignificant compared to the Crimson Talon's massive bulk. Unknown vessel, you have entered hegemony space without proper authorization. Zixtal's communications officer, Subcommander Veltar, transmitted on all standard frequencies. Cut your engines and prepare to be boarded for inspection. The response came back almost instantly, but it wasn't the usual terrified plea for mercy or stammered apology. Instead, a calm, measured voice replied in perfect galactic standard, with an accent none of them had ever heard before. Hegemony vessel, this is Captain Sarah Chun of the UES Defiant, operating under the authority of Earth Command. We are conducting a routine deep space survey mission. Please state your intentions. The bridge fell silent. Zixtal's 4 eyes narrowed as he processed what he'd just heard. Earth Command? He'd never heard of such an organization, and his knowledge banks contain information on every significant power in known space. Sir, whispered his tactical officer, I'm not finding any record of this Earth Command in our databases. Scan their vessel, Zixtal ordered. Full spectrum analysis. What the sensors revealed made his blood run cold. The ship's hull wasn't just decorative. Those geometric patterns were some kind of advanced armor plating he'd never seen before. Its power signature was ... wrong, too stable, too efficient, and the energy readings from what appeared to be their weapon system suggested technology decades ahead of anything in hegemony space. Unknown vessel, Veltar began. You East Defiant, the human voice corrected firmly, and you still haven't answered my question. State your intentions, Commander. Zixtal felt his confidence wavering. In 4 decades of service, no one had ever interrupted a hegemony officer, let alone demanded answers from them. This is Commander Zixtal of the Hegemony Enforcement Division. You will comply with boarding procedures immediately or face the consequences. A pause. Then, Commander, I'm going to transmit our credentials to you now. I suggest you review them carefully before making any decisions you might regret. The data packet that arrived moments later contained information that made Zixtal's hands tremble as he read. Star charts showing systems far beyond the edge of known space systems marked as Earth colonial territories. Technical specifications for ships and weapons that made hegemony technology look primitive by comparison. And most disturbing of all, intelligence reports detailing hegemony military capabilities with an accuracy that suggested extensive surveillance. Sir, his science officer's voice cracked. According to this data, they have 17 colonial systems and a fleet of over 3,000 vessels. Their home system alone has a population of 12 billion. Zixtal stared at the tactical display. One ship, one seemingly insignificant ship, and now he was learning it represented a civilization that dwarfed the hegemony in every measurable way. Captain Chun, he said, his voice carefully controlled. We were unaware of Earth Command's presence in this sector. Perhaps we could arrange a formal diplomatic contact? Perhaps, came the reply. Though I should mention, Commander, that Earth Command has been observing hegemony activities in this region for some time. We've been particularly interested in your enforcement policies towards civilian populations. The threat was subtle but unmistakable. Zixtal's mind raced through decades of routine enforcement actions, orbital bombardments of non-compliant colonies, mass relocations, the systematic oppression that kept the hegemony's iron grip on known space. If this Earth Command had been watching, I see, Zixtal managed, and what OBSERVATION has Earth Command made? Let's just say We have detailed records of everything, Commander. Every action, every order, every consequence. Earth Command believes very strongly in justice and the protection of innocent lives. Captain Chun's voice remained pleasant, conversational even, but Zixtal could hear the steel beneath it. This wasn't a threat, it was a promise. Of course, Zixtal said quickly. The hegemony has always valued justice as well. I'm sure. Now, Commander, my survey mission is on a tight schedule. Will there be anything else? Zixtal looked around his bridge at his crew's frightened faces, then at the sensor readings that showed the human ship's weapon system still powered but not targeted. Display of confidence that chilled him more than any direct threat could. No, Captain Chun. Safe travels. Thank you, Commander. Oh, and Zixtal. Yes? Tell your superiors that Earth Command will be opening formal diplomatic relations soon. We look forward to discussing mutual cooperation and accountability in this region of space. The connection ended. The human ship's drives flared to life drives that moved it faster than anything in the hegemony fleet, and within moments, it vanished into hyperspace. Zixtal slumped in his command chair, realizing that everything had just changed. The hegemony's centuries of unopposed dominance were over, and somehow he doubted that was necessarily a bad thing. After all, if Earth Command really had been watching all this time and chose to make contact diplomatically rather than with weapons, perhaps humanity's version of justice might be something the galaxy desperately needed. He just hoped the Hegemony High Council would be wise enough to listen.